There you go. We'll seal up this part and leave that last to do, okay?
Then we've got to lay stuff on the floor, yeah?
Yeah. Let's get it dry first. Smash it. And onto the shelter. Chop down the ones that you can see.
I want to stop with the shelter, mate.
You see, it's getting darker. I want to get protected while James is going to cut some more leaves down, but I'm going to get started on it. See that?
Yeah.
So I'm going to eat raw. Lizards generally don't have too much bacteria inside them. I need a dilly one. For the tail, it's quite easy. That's the body. And the head. There you go, that's a few caves in. I might go inside, I think I'm going to go inside. Mate, I'm going inside. Get yourself a leaf to sit down on, mate.
Welcome, that's right.
Your choice, mate. Yeah. If you can fit it, I don't, mate. You want me to fit in there?
Yeah.
It's our shelter. They're absolutely chucking it down right now. Come inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be very cold tonight, and we are very wet already. It's not covering everywhere, but we can just ride it out for a bit and just hopefully fill out more. Hold that. Yeah. Bring the bag in. Oh, sorry, mate, sorry. Okay, mate, it feels like deja vu. Yeah, just scouted a bit earlier today, just down towards the river. Kind of due east is our best direction, and hopefully take us to the more flatter land.
Yeah, man. Because we need to get there before midday, I reckon, before the midday sun, so we can crack on with shelter. You know, not exhaust too much energy, and potentially get some water back in us, because I think by that point we will be lacking very low.
Yeah, we've got a bit of water in the can from the overnight rain. We've checked that out, see what we can do. Not much. We have to use the little that we've got to take various anti-malaria tablets, as well as a antibiotic for my machete cut. So do you want to go first? What's the thing here, mate? Oh, that's gross. Oh. In that case, it was God, that's absolutely gross. Oh, I had to kind of drink that, put the water, or I would not be able to take those tablets. Calculated risk. Oh God, how gross. It's gonna be as clean as water gets around here for now. We won't be able to boil it. Good amount there. There we go. I'm just scouting way up here, see if there's a path. We don't really want to be going higher, that's our issue. We want to be going lower towards the river, so if this takes us to a better place, who knows? Because it's getting close to midday, maybe like in 2 hours time, that's when the sun properly comes out. It's going to be unbelievably hot. So yeah, the faster we move, the better. So I'm just taking my bandages off, just because it is getting sweaty and it's moist underneath there. I've got to let the air get to it and make sure I don't really use his hand. As you can see, it's very difficult to walk across this, especially with the weight on our backs. My feet are just getting caned into stones and rock. Probably got quite a few more miles of this, to be honest. Yeah, James is finding it particularly hard. It's got maybe sensitive feet, I don't know. I'm finding it just about manageable, but I'm just getting on. He's a bit further behind, but yeah, we need to kind of figure out a way to protect his. So I just stepped on some hard rock. So I just scouted a bit of a distance in terms of our route. Found some sweet pieces of wood to make some shoes from, because my feet are killing now. I'm going to come back to the camp, well not camp, or where James is, just so I can get it done. Oh God, it hurts on these rocks. Just going to use that I found and some duct tape. This stuff's falling apart. I might have to get some different ones for you. That's better. Maybe they're a bit tight, but oh well. They'll get looser. Oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. I'll probably walk a marathon with these on. Nice. Let's smash this water and we get moving. Cut.
Yeah, did this yesterday when I slipped down the side of the bank, quite close not to hit my eye.
Quite thankful it didn't hit your eye.
Yeah.
That's out. Don't unbutton on your way down. Tastes mostly like sand. A sharp taste of vinegar. Really not particularly nice, but
it tastes like pepper.
Just sand in there. Don't know if they're carrying rocks or food, but either way, it tastes like sand. It tastes like sand. Okay, we're going to keep on moving, try to get to a place to boil some water during the midday sun. They'll take dysentery in a few days and take dehydration now. Okay, we're going to keep on moving, try to get to a place to boil some water during the midday sun.
No, that looks dead as well, mate. Fuck. I don't know where the river is from here.
This way. No, I know where it is because you can tell. There's trees near. The trees stop here and the trees start on the other side again. So you know where the river is. Can't see it.
Shall I walk further down that way to see if there's an easier point?
Well, so we're just moving our camp closer to our resources, namely the stream. It's a bit nicer, hopefully. There's less deadfall as well. Going to be kind of cleaning off. I'm going to jump into the stream. What about you, James?
You know, I've got really bad from terrible sunburn. And with the rubbing of the straps, it's causing me quite a lot of pain. So I think we'll just go down to the stream, have a little dip, come back, smash out the A-frame, and then we can smash out a good old fire as well. We've got plenty of resources on the ground, the fire. We should be set really.
We'll keep our hydration up.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to just
shelter up here.
We want to fish, don't we? But we've got water.
Yeah.
We make fire, we make shelter. That's 3 out of the 4. Just food left.
Yeah.
But that's good. We've got 3 out of 4.
Yeah. Where's the river from here, do you reckon? That way, innit?
You know what? I might just follow the waterfall bit actually.
Should we try it?
Can I toss my blade up there?
You might need it to get through that.
I might need it too. I'm gonna follow this.
Do you want me to come with you?
Yeah, if you want to put this, like, it's very slippery down here, mate. I fell down.
Did you?
Is your blade sheep? Yeah, you've got a good one. But like, go low and side step down. Because that means if you fall in like a few inches. See? And just go into anything you can.
Mate,
you're doing good, man. We're doing good.
Fucking hell.
We have water.
Is there a clear path down here?
You get your foot stuck in a lot of places and like that. But yeah, it's decently clear from what I can see, but I can't see the river yet. Mate, this is like heaven. This is heaven. This is like what we need. Exactly what we need.
Oh mate.
Your foot gets stuck in there, by the way, so
that feels nice, that.
feel it out.
This is quite clean as well, isn't it?
What?
It's not too bad.
Yeah, mate.
It's not too dirty.
So yeah, we should turn back.
Yeah.
Because the stream's getting like tighter and tighter, and it's not a safe route to find fish every day if you do get to the river. So we're going to turn back. We've got water. Should we be happy with that?
Try and recon some food.
Exactly. We can do recon tomorrow. Now we've got water. We've got all the time in the world, almost. Yeah. Great success, though. Great success. Okay, so we're going to use the river or the stream to cool us down before we start making our shelter. And hopefully, kind of improve morale. This is probably the happiest I've been getting back into the water. So we're going to make a move down now.
Wait, we're alright down there?
Yeah, I'm good. Oh my god, that's so cool. Ooh, it's kind of cold. Oh my god, so good. Oh god, that's good. That's clean.
Yeah, you're like in the
Yeah.
fine place. What do you reckon this there?
Yeah. Over the hair more. Oh yeah. Where can come lessons out?
Oh yeah. Oh, you know.
Just smash this out. Timber! Done. It's actually quite light. It's light, but I guess strong enough. Almost falling. Push it. Cut the other side, cut the other side, cut the other side. Just do it again. So now you want to drag it out and drag it out onto the floor. So we use your one as the main support beam. Yeah. So cut it down to the right length. How long does it? So someone's going to sleep in that length. Add a bit more. So just cut it there, just to be safe. Like there. It's more longer than we need, but better to cut once and cut twice and do it once. Yeah.
There you go.
Smash it.
Wow.
The vine is the duct tape of the jungle. Many uses, and we'll kind of stick everything together with enough kind of twists and turns. That's what we hope. Okay. Be careful with this cut. Can you? We need to get the tie it to the tree and then get the long piece. We've been working for much longer. Get a long piece, that's harder, because that's going to hurt my hand more if I do the long piece.
This big long pole, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it isn't that flat, is it?
Yeah. Should probably do the twigs, yeah?
Mate, we've got a. You have to do all the work. My hand's starting to split. I might have to go make the fire. So while James finished off making a shelter, when we're here trying to filter the water, I want to use an old microphone foam windscreen to help filter it before we put it onto boil. It's a lot faster just using the foam windscreen directly onto it. We might let in some contaminants, but don't want to be here for a long time. That foam windscreen around there, bigger surface area when you get it in. Looking good. We might have made it a bit small, but that's right.
I was thinking that.
Oh well.
You could always pull up one side, so like slope them in a little bit more.
Yeah, it should be fine. If we moved it very carefully, we could do that. Ready? Whenever you are. Yeah, more? Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, done. Sweet, not done too much damage. I got some water. I'm going to focus on fire now, mate. I'm going to make it there. As you can see, my cut, it's not doing good. It's kind of opening up a bit. So once that's kind of sorted, we'll be able to continue. But I'm going to have to keep this hand extremely unusable for the rest of this trip, I think, before it gets infected, because it's opening up. So my hand's becoming a bit unusable. It's covered in kind of weird kind of dirt, and it's kind of bleeding out a bit. So I'm going to have to kind of take this out of action for the rest of the trip to avoid any kind of infection. I'm going to try and burn our flight documents, see if that helps. My hand is killing me. No, not killing me, but it just should not be worked at the moment. I'm getting bitten by ants all over. See where I'm sitting. Come on. Come on, Shotgun. Come on, it's there. My hand's gone numb.
Do you want me to take over?
Just it's not wet enough.
It's not wet enough.
I mean, not dry enough. My whole body's shaking.
Do you want me to take over?
Go on, go for it. As my hand is starting to open up, due to that fire, so I can change my method, add paper and stuff, see if it makes any difference. These are my flight tickets, well not tickets, but flight e-tickets. See one out. Gently goes. Get it to spread a bit. The leaves are too wet. The leaves are too wet. I feel the leaves are too wet. If a literal flame can't set leaves alight, then we've got the fire, but we just couldn't keep it.
Yeah, we need dry stuff, don't we?
Yeah. The leaves are the driest part of the forest. There's not much we can do. That would normally make it into flames if it was dry. Make some more flames, that's it. The leaves just put it out. They've got little flames, but it's never going to catch fire.
No.
What we're going to do is try and bring the leaves into that shelter to make them as dry as we can. That's our only hope, because it's not going to work like this, to be honest. The leaves get wet overnight. In any normal situation that would have set on fire. But yeah, we're going to bring the leaves in overnight, the twigs, and see if we can get them dry and get them ready for hopefully tomorrow. That means another day without any boiled water, but I guess I'd have to do. Right, my whole body's got numb. My whole body's shaking so bad, like vibrating inside. I don't know.
Is it still alive? No, that's gone.
My whole body's just, I don't know, vibrating when I was breathing in that stuff. My whole body just get a massive, I don't know, not a high from it, but I don't know, I felt in the moment it kind of touched the, I don't know, the stitches, but that doesn't make any sense, but my whole body just like, inside feels like it's tingling the whole way, like to my legs, to my feet, to my hands, my head as well especially. After all this exertion, my cut is opening up. You can see it's starting to bleed out a bit, you can see it opening, so I'm going to have to deal with it again. It's really annoying me. So it's not too clean, but it's not the worst. Use some alcohol wipes to disinfect it. I'm going to use it to close the wound instead, just to seal it from the elements. Obviously it's sealed with, it's closed with stitches, but like this will help seal it from elements, because it just gets dirty and it gets sweaty, and I just need it to be closed off. Hopefully just keep harmful bacteria away from it and just let my body do the job of healing it. So that I'm going to wait to dry. Okay, so the superglue's dried, let's just seal it from any foreign elements for now. I'm going to get some kind of bandage on there of some sort, and just try to keep it out of use. Then you kind of get a sterile pad on there. Got one partially open because I didn't want to use too much in the past. A bit of surgical tape. I'm massively running out of bandages.
Hopefully no one else needs them.
Yeah. So it's half the bandage, so it can last a bit longer. There you go, Bob's your uncle. Done. I just got to keep that clean and dry from now on. No more kind of I don't know, no more kind of
Rain?
no more rain. No, it's going to be rain, but I don't know. We better start finish off our shutter. So now I'm just going to cover it in duct tape. Wouldn't normally do this, but that's the only way to keep it a bit more waterproof than otherwise. There we go. That should help keep it a bit more protected. Sweet! Let's go finish the shutter. Let's mix it up. Time, I think, is one of the hardest things to deal with out here. I think
Too much time, isn't it?
too much time, and knowing how many days we've got left is a long time. Knowing that you can't be at home seeing your friends. You don't mind it being away from people?
No, like, you know, I love seeing different parts of the world. So you know,
Yeah.
this is what, you know, I like this. You know, it's just trying to fill your day. That's the bit I don't like.
Yeah.
You don't have any. Today's sort of been like, what do we do?
It's just like we're preparing for the big trek tomorrow, so
Yeah.
it's a bit of a slow day, but I know what you mean.
But even then, the trek is like,
Yeah.
we don't know what the outcome of the trek is.
Yeah.
I suppose.
As much as I want to be out here, I also want to be at home relaxing, just chilled out, you know? Want to have a good night's sleep for the first time. It's hard to know how you're going to kind of adapt from being out here to going back home, because out here you're sleeping in the mud, you're getting wet, you're drinking most likely dirty steam water, which could easily make you sick, drinking berries. We are unsure about the origin and how good they are. And out in the sun, but it's just us two naked, and it's just like, how do you kind of adapt back to like the kind of more clinical England where everything's taken care of, all foods in wrappers, all waters purified from the highest mountains of the Scottish Highlands, and how you adapt back to that kind of life where you jumping on the tube to get to work, just doing like a 9 to 6.
I think that will all be pleasures though, won't it? Like, you know, these are all kind of things that this is going really back to basics.
Yeah.
You know, sort of hunter-gatherer kind of, you know, what humans were put on the earth to do, yeah?
Yeah.
You know, all them little things that, like, having the tube at one stage was a pleasure.
Yeah.
You know, like, it was, and now it's sort of all these stuffs, you know, food already prepared for you. It's all stuff that we take for granted.
I want to cool down. I need to there to cool down. My body temperature you might be able to see on a thermal imaging camera is quite hot. I'm going to take it off. Oh, yeah. I'm going to pick up this hand out of the water because it is. Don't want to get infected. As much of my body down as possible. Just hope you already see my body temperature dropping on that thermal image. But this will help. And I've dropped my core temperature for a bit. As it is quite hot and humid inside this jungle. There you go. It's nice, it's nice.
I'm having a little bit of trouble today with the heel of my foot. All that pounding on the stone didn't help. And then yesterday I stood on a real sharp rock. It's just sent sort of a shudder right the way through my ankle and up my leg, which means every time I put pressure, don't know if you can see, but you most probably can't. Every time I put pressure on the heel of my foot, it's caused me a very lot of discomfort and pain. Hopefully it'll get better because we have a day of trekking tomorrow.
A day with pretty much a long time of trekking, and it's very difficult.
And with no shoes, I'm very much not looking forward to that.
Yeah, so it's just like you're in this jungle, but it's almost like you're not here at the same time. In a sense that it's hard to kind of explain, but yeah, I'm standing here right now, but my mind is not working at its full amount, so my senses aren't really working completely, so I'm not really completely aware of what's here, to be honest. And yeah, it feels a bit, maybe it's because it feels so surreal compared to being in England, I guess, but it's definitely it's an odd feeling, and it doesn't feel like I'm here. It feels like we're in a TV show at the moment. It doesn't feel like normal-ish too much, but oh well. You only live once, you get one chance. What we have to do now is fix problems with our shelter. It's just to make up for the fact that yesterday twice it was too small.
So yesterday, with Dan being out of action with one hand, I took it upon myself to sort of try and crack on with our shelter while Dan tried to do the fire. This was as good as I could get it at the time, but it's very cramped, and we learnt last night that it wasn't as watertight as we wanted, was it, Dan?
Yeah, we got off lucky because it wasn't a heavy rain. It was definitely not a heavy rain last night, so that kind of played in our favour, but we will need to add more leaves to it, because the problem with these leaves is that they're not big leaves. In this kind of area around here, you don't often see big leaves that will keep it kind of watertight. With these small leaves, it took us from one leaf onto another and then onto us eventually.
Yeah.
But we'd have to kind of do that. But we did have the issue of it being too tight.
Yeah.
We were kind of squirming around in there, but it was too late to kind of fix anything last night. But the advantage there is that it was a bit warmer than normal, but at the same time it was extremely uncomfortable to sleep in, and it was very. It's like we'd kind of nudge into each other, like I'd wake up from a dream and I'd jolt into James. James goes, "Oh, you kind of jolted into me." I was like, "What?" Because you know, I've just woken up from just a slight dream. But yeah, the dreams are there to look forward to every night though. That's literally the only escape out of it, your dreams.
Yeah.
And then you realise, you kind of get hints in your dreams that something's not right. It could be dry in the mouth, could be something like that, it could feel wet, or you could even be camping in your dream and you realise that you actually are in the jungle and you wake up from a kind of false reality. But you know, it's what we deal with. But yeah, look, I love the dreams, but sleeping's hard. You don't get steady sleep. You wake up, go to sleep, you wake up, you go to sleep. It's very quick and it's not a good night's sleep, but
that's why we have to start going to sleep so early, because we almost start going to sleep as soon as the sun goes down, which is about 7 o'clock, and it doesn't come up until about 7.
Yeah.
So it's 12 hours almost that we're trying to fill with sleep.
Exactly that. You're never going to get perfect sleep when you're trying to in it for 12 hours, because, you know, once it starts raining, you got to be in your shelter, and once you're in your shelter, you can't really do anything other than rest and fall to sleep. But, you know, something we deal with. But yeah, we should get on in fixing it ready for a kind of hiking tomorrow.
We learned a lot, and now to make a load of amendments to it.
We were absolutely marauded by ants yesterday, well, last night. All over our whole body is absolutely kind of destroyed. I'm going to show you some here. One of the main parts is the back. The back has been absolutely destroyed. He's also got a sunburn on the back of his neck. Okay, you can see mine as well. It's absolutely bitten up. Just constant bites, but that's something which we have to deal with as we are sleeping on the floor. Obviously, a solution to that would be to make a raised shelter, but there's a few issues with that. First off is the temperature. We haven't been able to start a fire yet, which means if you had a raised shelter, we're going to lose more heat because of the drafts coming from underneath, and we don't have a fire, so that's going to be an issue, and being cold at night is terrible. And also the fact that we are moving from this site tomorrow, so kind of putting all that energy into making a raised shelter, which could take a whole day, but maybe even 2 days, dependent, that would be too much for us to do. And if this is only a temperature shelter, then we have to kind of mend and make do and see what happens. But yeah, it's not really feasible to do a raised shelter right now. We don't have the time, the energy to do it. We have to kind of accept the bites, unfortunately.
Also, the resources around us aren't good enough either. We don't have enough vine. These are the kind of trees that we're using, which actually tend to snap very easily once you've cut them once. And
the leaf situation, where the leaves aren't big enough.
Yeah.
Like, we can look at the amount of leaves we have here, and that doesn't keep us dry. Doing that with like a raised shelter, it's going to be an even bigger issue. But yeah, we should probably crack on and start making our shelter more waterproof. So yesterday, we kind of came down to this stream. We managed to find us some berries. We didn't want to eat them then because we're kind of too busy focusing on water, and there was kind of no hurry to do it. But now we've got kind of more of a day open, then we're going to give them a try out. There's quite a few, which would be quite useful. The main issue is whether they are kind of poisonous or not, whether they're going to be harmful to us to actually eat. We're going to do our tests on it. So I'm going to take one down. Okay, first test will be to put it on our skin, see what happens. So if anything happens, let's give it a smell. They're never going to be that poisonous, so really doing a skin test isn't too important. Then give it a taste. Just on the tongue. So let's sit down on the tongue. If I feel any tingling or numbness, then that will obviously be poisonous, most likely. But let it rest on there, see what happens. Not feeling any road hooks. There's a seed in there. And of course, eat the seed as well. It didn't feel like there's any kind of tingling sensation. There's nothing kind of wrong with it. We're going to give it a bit of time before we eat some more. There's no need to hurry, and we'll see if there's any kind of ill effects. If not, we can kind of eat these and kind of have a feast tonight, to be honest. You can leave it there and see what happens in the meantime. I'm happy to eat some of those berries, mate, to be honest. Yeah, what about you?
Yeah.
It could be too early to tell.
I might leave it a little bit.
Yeah, but also I kind of need something in the stomach before they're all gone.
What, are you going to eat them all?
You need to eat, they're all here.
Yeah?
Yeah. What do you think?
Don't taste of anything really, do they?
They haven't got like a strong taste, but like anything that's grown in the wild without any help is always never going to taste amazing. So like all food nowadays, there's just so much evolution gone to it through, selective breeding. That's how you get really tasty bananas. They never used to be tasty.
True fact. Remember, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, man.
Yeah.
And in our case, if this doesn't kill us, it will make us stronger.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a lot of trekking to do tomorrow, so we're really gonna have to kind of go in hard, I guess, go in very hard. This will be closest to our biggest. This will be our biggest meal. All I've had is a lizard, a few ants, a worm, and then this.
Yep.
A bit mouldy.
After Dan eating some of the berries, we've both decided that there's no real effect, but we won't really tell until later. But this being our only food source, we've decided that we both will go ahead and eat the berries. So tuck in, as they say.
Food reminds you of home, doesn't it? Like you have something to chew on. Wow, look at that. Either it's going to poison me or it's just going to sustain me. You can have these if you want.
Yeah.
Get some more. There you go, mate. Oh, that's good, man. Sometimes unripe food can make you sick. They don't taste great, do they?
No, mate.
Well, survival isn't really meant to taste great anyway, so it tastes good, it ain't survival. See, every time I stand up, I feel lightheaded.
Do you think that's just down to the lack of food there, Daniel?
Yes, that's the lack of food and the not a great amount of water, or it's the lack of blood pumping into the head. Can you see any more left?
No. I think that's it, that's our berry sauce gone.
Just the way we're walking around just feels so different to how we were on the first day.
Yeah.
It's set as a slow, you don't want to move your body too fast. I think maybe that probably conserves energy a bit nicer actually, thinking about it moving slowly and deliberately, but that lack of energy, I just jumped over this on the first day. I just stepped on something sharp. Yes, it's probably like some kind of sharp twig or thorn or something there. I want to focus it mostly on our head and backs. Feet never, legs never feel anything. Yes, we are probably about a week into Malaysia, pretty much. We left England on Friday from Heathrow. I believe it's Friday today, so almost hitting up a week. That means about 2 weeks left of being in Malaysia or so. It's going good. We made a shuttle last night, which didn't work perfectly, but we kind of today just improved it today. It's still a bit cramped in there, but it's going to stay warm. We've kind of blocked up half of the door as well. We've kind of added a lot more leaves to help waterproof it, but it'd be nice as well if it's quite a short rainstorm as well tonight. That'd be great. But yeah, there's nothing to do now but to kind of sleep and see what happens and kind of ride out the bug bites, which will always happen regardless. But yeah, feeling good about tonight. Hope I have some good dreams. So here's what new humble boat looks like. A lot softer, a lot drier it looks, and we'll see how it feels tonight. It's still going to get bitten by bugs and ants and mosquitoes, but it's better than it was. It's an improvement. Just a bit earlier today in Tonga, we found ourselves a worm and found a beetle as well. Something worth eating. Are you interested in a beetle at all?
Yeah.
Only one person bite, to be honest. Do you want to do it? Do you want the worm or the beetle?
I'll take the beetle.
Cool. How's it taste?
Mate, crunchy.
Nice, nice. It's the worms for me. Bon appetit.
How does that taste?
Very gritty, but probably better than beetle. Let's move on and get some water. Just got to swallow it sometimes. I think that's probably the best move. This water's a bit dirty, you can see it's a lot more brown than we'd want it to be. Just going to make our way down to the water hole, or the water stream. Fill up water, kind of drink as much as we can because we've got quite a hard day of trekking going on tomorrow, and it's going to take it all out of us. You can kind of tell our energy levels are very low. We're kind of moving quite slowly.
So what I'm going to do is get a load of water into this stainless can, and then what I'm going to do is to filter it through one of our microphones like that, so it can at least take away some of the dirt, some of the bacteria. It's most probably not the best thing to do, but we were doing it yesterday. It tasted alright. The only thing is it takes a very, very long time.
I think it'd be better to collect it from there before it gets into this rocky pool. When it gets a bit cloudy, it'd be better to collect it from there, a bit more clean, I guess. So obviously any kind of rock pool, that water could be a bit older. I've just spent quite a bit of time drinking some of this stream water, and I'm hoping it's going to leave my urine as pale. Let's see. Still yellowish, but it's a lot better than it was the other day. So now I'll just drink some more water. Another attempt at another urination period. Let's see. That's clear. That is clear urine. Clear urine out in the jungle. What a dream. What a dream. James urinating. Or trying to urinate. A nice clear stream, nice and healthy. There's so many bugs everywhere. Not good, not good, not good.
There's even a bit of my ball bag, which is never a good sign. So I've just brought myself away from the camp. I kind of want to make a sort of video diary along with this journey. So this is going to be my first sort of video for this. We're now very deep into the jungle, and you know, it's been a definite struggle along the way, both physically and mentally. Physically, day one was a lot easier than yesterday. I found my feet took a battering yesterday on the stone. I don't really like things touching the soles of my feet, so I found that pretty much torture. But there has been some positives from coming this deep. Obviously we found the water, which, you know, is really useful. It seems very drinkable. We are filtering it. The only thing is we can't seem to get a fire going to filter it that little bit more and to make it purer. But it's not upset us yet. It's not given us like any sort of upset stomach or anything like that. So we are just carrying on drinking it. But in terms of physically, yesterday, building that shelter, it took a lot out of me, a lot of energy. So I've woken up today pretty exhausted, and quite glad that we're not sort of trekking today, because we are thinking of trekking tomorrow to go find this river, because the one thing we haven't found around here is any food source, which is a major issue. You know, we've got bugs, but nothing bigger than that, and we need to find food, because eventually we will start to starve. But in terms of like last night, you know, the sleeps here, you know, are not very comfortable. They're long old nights, so it starts at about 7 o'clock when it starts to rain, then it gets pretty dark pretty quickly after that, and then you're sort of just stuck in the shelter, and it was very cramped in that shelter last night. We were in there for about 12 hours. Don't know how many hours of that we actually slept. It's very cozy. The good thing about that is that we were warmer last night than the night before. Today is more about just, you know, trying to stock up on water, re-energise a little bit for tomorrow. We're going to try and trek quite early when the first light breaks, and then try and find that river, and then potentially we might move that shelter down to there and rebuild shelter there, knowing that if we've got a food source and a fresh water, then we can potentially get that. It's a shame that we couldn't get the fire going yesterday, because I think that would have boosted morale a little bit. But in terms of now, it's just about, you know, keeping a positive mental attitude and, you know, ploughing on, which is what we plan to do. It's very cold. Not much protection from the rain, to be fair.
Fair bit, to be honest. I can't say it's not much.
I'm not getting fuck all.
I'm getting wet on me.
I'm getting completely wet, soaked here. Ben seems to be a bit drier. It might be because we focused more on his side when redoing the shelter, which means that my side's getting a bit wetter, but hey ho, life goes on. Plus the rain only sticks around for about 1 to 2 hours, so hopefully this will subside soon, and then we can crack on and go to sleep. But for now, just have to grin and bear it.
It's handy just because the rain kind of puts the mosquitoes away and the bugs away for a bit, so it's pretty, I don't think it's not too bad.
All swings and roundabouts.
We've sealed up the door slightly. I say sealed up, 50%, maybe 20% even that, but it's better than nothing, and it's keeping, I feel like the heat stay inside here rather than escaping, so that should bode well for tonight once it stops raining. We want to get going as soon as we can. The other route to our right, does that look more flat?
No, that went down as well. This looked like a dead end, but we can have a look. Shall I let you lead?
You want that? I don't know, mate, it's a bit dead round here, mate.
Yeah?
I'll go a bit further.
Shall I come with?
No, don't worry about it. So we found some more water here. Not that we need it because we're already kind of full can. So we're going to pass it by and kind of figure out our next route. Where route do you want to go? It's only one route. I feel like we've got to just turn left. We can go up there, but I don't know. I'm so close to passing out. Oh, my hand looks horribly. It looks like it's going to be infected.
Is that a route?
I don't know. You can kind of climb up there, but I'd rather stick to the main routes. We're both near to passing out sometimes. We can't even stand up, and the heat's intense, and it just beats down. So we luckily came across some water. I'm going to fill it up, and I hope sustain us. Kind of doing this still with like no real food in our stomach, just lizards and insects at the moment, and those berries from the other day. On the doctor's orders, I'm keeping my hand dry. You know, it's not really helping. I've looked inside it, and it doesn't look too good. It looks a bit moist, but
So
I'm sticking away from getting into that water.
So I'm going to head down there, fill up this. I went down there about 5 minutes ago, tested the water. It tastes alright, to be fair. If anything, I think it's some of the clearest water that we've actually come across. And then hopefully we can just filter this later. So I'm going to head down there. And there we have it.
We can get going, I guess, now.
Yeah, sunburn's very bad though.
Whilst we're standing up.
Yeah.
The hardest part is getting up when you're sitting down.
We're going to carry on trekking now. We don't believe that we've got too much left to go. The water's a great sign that we should be getting closer to the river. As you can tell, I'm almost red raw on the shoulders, which is not good, especially when you're carrying a heavy backpack like mine. But I suppose the quicker we get to a site where we can set up another shelter, the quicker I can take this backpack off.
Got ourselves in a dead end, so I'm gonna have to head back. It's not safe this way. I'm gonna have to head back. Oh well. It's the middle of the day, but I'm knackered. But you know, can't do anything about it, can I? James, I'm coming back. Yeah, I'm coming back. So I feel best suited to keep going up, so I don't want to go down that way, and I'm having to come back up because it's too steep. There's be some flat lands at some point. I am near. I could pass. If I was in England, I could probably pass out because I'm out here. I'm not passing out, but I am feeling weak. So I'm gonna smash some water and see if that makes you better. But damn, I've got nothing. I'm not burning. I've got nothing to burn. It tastes a bit dirty. You can see sediment inside it. Monsters everywhere. I guess it's either drink it or pass out. So
Should we get the bubble out and then filter it into the cup?
So I'm gonna drink. It's dirty. Let's continue. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as we head down the hill, you should be getting closer to the water. I'm just sitting down in a massive ant's nest. So I need to get up. It shouldn't be too far. Take your camera. Scout ahead. I'm way too close to passing out. Way too close. Just scout ahead and see what the difference is.
Yeah. Then lose you.
Mm. Have you got the time on your camera? Yeah, in the time and date settings, you'd have the time. A half hour. If you can't see anything good in a half hour, we've got to turn back and make shelter. You know what? I think we should. You know what? Let's both do it. Let's both do it.
No, man, don't exhaust your energy.
No, we need to. Just both do it. It can't be too much further.
Let me just go up and have a look to the right.
I want to have a look as well. Let's go. Oh, energy levels are absolutely low, burnt out. We've been running on our last 10% for the past 4 days. James just had a look for the river. It gets very thick jungle. That's kind of as predicted. That's kind of the river. It lets more light in, so it's going to get the shrubs and the bushes will get really thick. My opinion is that we should go back to where we found this water and make a shelter under the big logs. At the end of the day, this water is very, very dirty. It's like full on brown. So we just got to think we can't continue going on an idea that's not working.
Mate, that's a long way back though, isn't it?
I know, but like we need to make shelter as well. And I think the best idea is to go back on ourselves and then the next day go back, because we've got clean water there. This isn't too clean, but like we need to make shelter of some kind. Yeah, it was clean when it came out, but like in there maybe it gets dirty. Yeah, we need to. I think we should head back. It's going to be hard to get back, but we need to make shelter quickly, and those thick logs are going to help massively.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to get back?
Yeah, man.
Sweet, let's go.
I don't know the way back though.
We'll guess our way back, I guess. Let's just hope, okay?
Yep.
In hindsight, it's a bad move. It's a bad move. I think we took our second shelter for granted.
Yeah.
So let's, don't want to start moving, let's just crack on, yeah? Okay, so it's raining and we don't have any shelter. We are screwed. Let's just travel as fast as we can, I guess. Looking at the skies, it might just be a little shower for now. Just started to kind of make a move now and see if we can get to a shelter, because if we don't get there before it starts raining heavily, that's a big issue. That's going to be a massive issue before it gets dark. You know, we need to be there as quick as we can. So unfortunately, in our trek to get back to our shelter, we've actually come down way too far, overcooked our distance, and we've ended up at our first shelter. It doesn't look too good. It needs a lot of work and it's very muddy, so we have to just crack on until it starts raining, which will be. But I thought it was just not
raining.
too long.
Don't be. I was just shaking the branches, getting me wet. I'm so tired. I'm absolutely shattered. Where was it? Put my machete down here. Just get that final piece I chopped down. Just get that final piece I chopped down. Honestly, feel I'm gonna pass out at some point. I'm so knackered. Okay, you ready? Not got your machete? You not got your machete?
Yeah, it's just over there.
Where? So I've got stuff to do. But which one? I don't mind which one. Where is it?
It's there. What, you cutting down more trees?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Take yours then. That's quite strenuous to cut down. I just tried that.
Okay.
Some of these big leaves do we want inside?
Let's focus on getting it watery first, and then we'll do that after. Will it cut it in a way that it sticks to the shelter?
I can't chop down any more trees, I'll pass out too quick. So here we got James urinating in our shelter.
All good?
We're at our old shelter and it's been chucking it down for so long. We're both completely soaked. Beyond belief, it hasn't stopped raining at all. We've been shivering a lot, trying to kind of conserve body heat. I've been trying to avoid shivering just to not waste the calories. Yeah, it's been pretty hellish. Oh yeah,
Wet?
very wet.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm soaked through. There's no warmth to be had here. It's quite open. The shelter wasn't really that well made. Worse than we remember. Probably kind of taken down by some wind. This is quite out in the open. But yeah, it's extremely cold. Very unpleasant, and it's still chucking down still. So yeah, hopefully we get. Yeah, it literally hasn't stopped raining. So hopefully we get out here tomorrow morning and kind of be done with it, hopefully. It's just so cold, I literally had to urinate on the spot without leaving where I was sleeping on, just to avoid having to go out into the cold because, oh, out. Is it any more cold? Oh, I can feel the cold again now. Oh. So cold. So wet. Nothing's right. I'm trying to stay warm with the space blanket, but that's not really working too well anymore. It's near impossible to sleep. We've had a few winks here and there, but that's it, because the rain just keeps you up. I want to try and get some more if I can. Yeah, we came back to the shelter last night. We're lucky to have found it, even though it was kind of further than we would have wanted, because we wanted to get to our other shelter. It was one of the worst nights we've had here in this whole kind of time, because it was pouring down. It was kind of seeping through the whole time. As you see, it's very muddy and wasn't really used with that much, but we managed to survive the night. We didn't get hypothermia. If we didn't have a shelter, we would have got hypothermia, pretty much without a doubt, if it didn't happen. I kind of messed up yesterday by just walking too far to find the river, so we're going to settle back down at our other location where we've got running water, and that's quite key, and hopefully just explore around that way.
Here we are, woken up after the hard night last night. Rained torrentously, very cold, didn't get much sleep. As you can see, not much of a shelter left, very waterlogged. Quite happy we're not staying here again tonight. You know, I don't think we would be able to survive any more nights in this kind of shelter. So we've got up. We now need to sort of trek back a little bit from what we were doing yesterday, as we overcooked it. Missed our turning, hence the reason why we ended up here. So we're going to do that now. It's going to take us a good hour, I think, to get back to shelter, and then once we're there we can really think about making that our home for the next 2 weeks. Let's crack on.
So I'm just getting back to camp where I think we're going to stay for a while now. My energy levels are terribly low. I've got nothing left to give at the moment, but I'll still keep going. Just need to just hydrate and relax out the sun. We've been walking for a good maybe 2 to 3 hours, and the humidity's high, and so is the sun. So hot and high in the sky. My hand is hurting like hell at the moment as well, so that's not really helping my situation. I'm going to open it up today and clean it again and re-bandage it. I think it could be infected. I'm not sure, but I think it looks infected from what I can see. So
we made it.
So get some water.
Yeah, man. We just spent the morning trekking from our first shelter back to our second shelter. We finally made it in the blistering heat. My back is now even more red than it was yesterday. Energy levels proper low. So low. If we take a look at Dan over there, he's been struggling the whole way, bless him. But we're here now. As you can see, the shelter is still standing. Got to make a lot of changes if we're going to live in this for the next 2 weeks. But it's things that can be done and will be done. So yeah, I think the main priority now, grab some water and relax for a little bit, don't you think, Dan?
Yeah. So you both go down there?
Yeah, no, definitely.
I might make a beeline over to there, because I'm pretty dehydrated. So after getting back on that trek, I'm knackered, my hand's stinging quite bad. So I'm going to fill up our container with water, see how I feel after, and we have his hand seen too, because it's not feeling too good.
So we've made it to our destination of the day, which is the water. You don't understand how pleased I am to be here. You know, I kind of want to dive in head first, but I'm going to let Dan fill up the water jug, and then I'm just going to drink until my belly just can't take it. So there's Dan, being an absolute legend. Hands hurting like hell. He powered on though.
I'm going to open up my hand. It's stinging all the time pretty much. From what I've seen inside, I believe I've seen a stitch that's come loose. Quite one of the biggest stitches, which is quite important because that's where like the biggest width of the cut is. Just going to open it up and see what I see. Scissors aren't the sharpest, but I'll do it for now. These scissors, I want to just tear it off piece by piece. You can see it's damp. It's like though when you've been in a bath for too long and your skin goes very wrinkly. It kind of enables you to give you more grip, essentially. I think from an evolutionary standpoint, this means it's a breeding ground for bacteria. There we go, set off. There we go, you see that? Don't feel too confident, look at that.
No.
It's damp, that's been damp for a long time. So it looks like so far. My hand is stinging. I think I had there, you can see in the creases.
Yeah.
Like it's just a deep kind of, it was almost like a bed sore. Put some super glue over it to make a seal. So I just see if I can slightly tear it off without kind of damaging anything. But it's not good if your hand's this weak to have this amount of dampness. Look at that, it's just so damp. It's unbelievably damp, it's very sore. Okay, one stitch is loose. Just the skin's so weak at the moment, it's just going to come loose so easy. Just going to crack the super glue. But the only thing is giving a protective layer to this. It's hard to tell. Once you do this super glue off, it's my skin's so puffed up from being just like so damp. I need that to go down before I can really do anything. Before I can really tell.
Initially, it doesn't look great though, does it?
It's not a great look.
How does your hand actually feel?
Not great. It's constantly tingling.
Is that all the super glue you can get off?
That's all I can get off for now, to be honest. There's my hand. It's got a bit more super glue on there, but really I need to wait for the water kind of soakedness to kind of go down before I can really judge what it's like. Yeah, like I don't know if it's healing or not, but we'll see. I guess that's the end for now. Just gonna keep it unused for now. I can't wrap it in duct tape again, I know that. It's way too much water damage by keeping moisture in.
Right, we have a slight issue, I think.
What's it?
In the fact that we're in a rainforest.
Yeah.
You've got to try and keep your hand dry.
Yeah.
You can't keep your hand dry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one. I know obviously in doctor's orders I wouldn't be out here, but
it's entirely your choice, mate. If I was in your shoes, I would most probably go.
Yeah.
And I know you in your head, you're most probably thinking for the film. You need a hand for life, mate, unfortunately.
Yeah. And this is my wiping hand. What am I supposed to do about that? What am I going to do? Use my left hand for wiping for the rest of my life?
No.
I'm not ready for that change.
Let's just wait for the swelling to go down. Yeah. No, the super glue looks like it's giving it a layer. It doesn't look like it's giving it the right kind of layer to heal.
The problem with super glue, it sticks to it and makes a 100% sealed barrier. But after a few days, it cracks out.
Yeah.
Like when you put it on, like it's a liquid, so it's going to 100% seal it. It just cracks out and it's just like, yeah, there's a layer on it, but it's underneath. It'll just lift off from your skin eventually. Yeah. As you move your hand. What would you have gone home if this has happened to you? Or?
I would have tried to carry on like you, but looking at that now, mate, I just don't see, one, the practicality of you being out here like that, and two, how you're going to make it any better for yourself. Your body's already low, man. You need food to recover.
Yeah, I don't have that food to like heal. I need that food and energy to heal this kind of cut. There's vitamins, all that kind of stuff, everything.
You're getting none of that, and you're putting the hand into the worst environment for it to be in.
Yeah.
Which is humid, moisture-ridden, bacteria-laden environment. If we leave today, we can say we've safely done 7 days. That's still an achievement in itself.
Yeah, it is. It is an achievement. I feel like I can give more. I feel like I want to give more.
And that's your problem.
Swelling is starting to slow down. It's take a while though. Yeah. How you doing, bud?
Not great. I'm physically exhausted.
The heat, I guess, as you said earlier.
Yeah, just heat, man.
And I guess the exhaustion from not having enough calories.
Yeah.
Probably had less than like 100 calories these past few days.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of hiking, burning up tons of calories, thousands and thousands and thousands.
My shoulders are killing me.
How much did the water help?
The water helped a little bit, but
yeah, it hasn't changed my world. Like it took me from like desperation, like that level of desperation. I feel like neither of us are in great shape at the moment.
You less so.
That's all that's going to happen. We get to a certain point, kind of do just about okay without food for a few days. And then you get to the point where there's nothing left. You're already smashing into your fat reserves.
Yeah.
There just isn't enough left to kind of properly get anything done, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, mate. We've still got so much to do.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Still got a lot to do. Bugs everywhere. Bugs still everywhere. These bugs are really annoying as well. If I've had the bugs, I can just lie down in the shade and be relaxed. I think this calorie thing is hitting us so hard. I also want to make a fire shelter because I want to get some leaves dry, so I'll leave them out during the day, and then in the evening when it starts to rain I can put them away inside there and keep them reasonably dry. It's sort of taking time. When we get the opportunity to, we should get cracking. It's just hard sometimes. Like, all that hiking today and yesterday has killed us. I'm going to be working completely one-handed from now. I can't be using this hand. Gotten away with it, so after like one stitch is down completely out. Basically we won't be eating today, so we've just got to focus on making that fire shelter and making our shelter as waterproof as possible for now.
Give me 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swimming hasn't gone down yet.
I don't know.
Not really. I think it just takes quite a while since it's been damp for so long. I feel like we've gotten to the really tough survival stage now. So basically we can't go to the river that way to catch fish. There's not a lot to eat around here other than insects. I haven't seen one creature around here other than that lizard I found on the first day. So yeah, a lot of what we've got to do now is just to sustain our energy, not overexert ourselves, not create any more work than we need to do.
That's what I've got to gear myself up for this shelter building.
Yeah, we've only got so many more clean bandages for this wound as well. So a very limited number. Yeah, I'll be changing it every day, but basically every few days. I think I'm gonna make a move. Just gonna let my cut air out and see what happens. Looked at my hand, it's not too good. Got most of the glue off it. It's not really sealing properly. I can see it's still a massive gash inside it, but I'm gonna go with it for now. Hopefully it doesn't get much worse. Clean it up with some wipes and then put another bandage over it and just make it do. It's not charged, my hands are not looking too good and it still does hurt, but you know, I'll have to deal with that kind of pain anyway. My hands are so dirty, just like you're kind of just already infecting your hands whilst you're even doing it, to be honest. Just getting bitten by a bug there. Just getting bitten by another bug. Getting to the time of the day, well, sorry, time all day long, but got to get this done before it starts to rain. I'll go for the second to wipe. This wipe is a bit stronger, has alcohol in it.
So this mace thing?
This way I can kind of get more in between the cracks. Really got to keep everything off his hand from now on. This part of this, I'm not going to use it all because I've only got so much. Try to get away with a quarter of it. This needs to go a long way. Guess I'll have to unfold it. Use 2 pieces. This is what being economical in the jungle means. Not for money, but just for resources. Use even less bandage than I had before. There we go. I'm kind of ready to go. It's kind of very lightly bandaged, but that's what we kind of have to deal with out here. We've only got so many resources at hand. Right there, a dying worm. Let's put it out of its misery. So breakfast better than nothing. I saw another part of a worm. Oh, there's another one there. Little worm to eat. There you go.
Any more?
Right, have a quick look in a sec. There you go, fresh grub. Could be a few calories, going straight in. Got a bit of a bite on it, to be honest. There we go, doesn't taste amazing. That's a bit putrid, but okay. My energy levels are so low. My body fat's probably at like 11, 10%. Once you get around to that level, your body finds it harder and harder to burn fat, as it really needs to keep it, so it kind of slow you down and not let you kind of do anything. Yeah, so James does have a much higher body percentage of fat. His probably body percentage is probably around 30, 35, 40 even. That's giving him a lot more reserves to work off now, as his body isn't hesitant to burn it. My body is very hesitant to burn the remaining fat I've got left. Every time I stand up I find it hard not to pass out. Just want to lean against trees to stay up, because going down from seated to standing up is one of the hardest manoeuvres. Yeah, so one thing we do need to do, we need to focus on the insects as well.
Yeah man, definitely.
We've had quite a few insects, but like stuff like ants, they're tiny and they're hard, annoying to get, and they don't have much calories, but it's worth still going to get them.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, better than nothing.
Exactly.
Find some more berries, that would be quite useful as well.
Yeah.
We just found a little really small amount just then. If we could find some more berries, focus on hopefully find some bigger insects than just ants as well, because then that's more protein, isn't it?
Any kind of like spiders or anything, just realistically the river is quite far away, so any kind of large kind of reptiles, amphibians or kind of aquatic animals are going to be difficult to get. Realistically, around here we haven't seen any snakes. I've only had the one lizard.
That wasn't here either.
Yeah, that wasn't even in this location. That was in a different location.
We've seen wild boars from the looks of it, but to catch one of them will be a proper mission, and to locate where they are will mean another trek almost to even get a location on them.
Yeah.
And let alone set a trap to then catch one, could be near impossible.
Yeah, we saw them about probably easily a mile away from here, and that's going to be too far for us to trek on these kind of stages. We don't have the same energy we had when we started.
Especially with no guarantee.
Yeah, Shutter's got so many more layers to it now. It should be good. Yeah, it's going to be nice waterproof, isn't it? It's going to drop on one leaf, hit the next. Like many small leaves, so the small layers will essentially keep warm air in. The more layers the better. That's what kind of your mum teaches you. Finalising this door now. It'll be a decent nice sleep.
Yeah, if we can crack the night, I think this whole situation will become easier.
Oh yeah, definitely. Once you've got a shelter down, once you've got a good sleep down, it's just so much easier. Get good sleep is about going to be a third of the whole day. You have that, then you've got less to face in the rainforest or jungle, whatever you may call it.
It's nearly half, isn't it? It's looking a bit dark for some reason.
Yeah, it gets darker as it goes. Oh, that's messing with the, no, don't messing with the can. The can's relatively clean. It just seems to get darker and dirtier and dirtier.
Doesn't taste any different.
You can have more particles split up inside it, I guess.
So as you can see, made amendments to the shelter. Tried to go for bigger leaves, especially on this side, because a lot of the rain was seeping in the other night on this side. Down on the other side, Dan's gone for smaller leaves but a lot thicker. We're hoping it's going to keep us very well insulated tonight. Gone for big leaves in the actual shelter. Yeah, as you can see.
Love the feeling of being outside right now because it's nice and breezy. Trees are blowing and you know a storm's coming. Just see, we've heard thunder for the past probably hour or so. You can see the trees all just swaying because they know what's coming. But the rain slightly starting, there's been thunder, lightning as per usual. But to be out here is quite nice. It really is the calm before the storm. Just waiting for it. You excited, James? Yeah. So why are we out here? Exactly why we're out here. They say you're not meant to stand on the trees when there's a thunder and lightning storm. Or we're going to sleep under them. I just want it to happen already. So it looks like the rain's really just starting now.
Back here again for another night in tropical paradise. Storm's about to hit now. Waiting for the rain to come. Yeah, and then just got put up with another night of hell of very little sleep and 12 hours in the pitch darkness. Dan's currently outside.
Come on, that's all you got.
Trying to cheer the storm in or something, so to speak. Don't know why. Bit off his head, mate, today, but fair enough. As you can see, it's got very dark very quickly. About an hour ago, the sun was up, and now all of a sudden, it's pitch darkness. So the rain started. It's very cold. Not much protection from the rain, to be fair.
Fair bit, to be honest.
Not much. I'm not getting off. I'm getting fuck all, mate.
I'm getting wet on me.
I'm getting completely wet, soaked here. Dan seems to be a bit drier. It might be because we focused more on his side when redoing the shelter, which means that my side's getting a bit wetter. Plus the rain only sticks around for about 1 to 2 hours. Hopefully this will subside soon and then we can crack on and go to sleep. But for now, just have to grin and bear it.
It's handy just because the rain kind of puts the mosquitoes away and the bugs away. for a bit, so it's pretty. I don't think it's not too bad.
All swings and roundabouts.
We've sealed up the door slightly. I say sealed up, 50%, maybe 20%, even that. But it's better than nothing, and it's keeping. I feel like the heat staying inside here rather than escaping. So that should bode well for tonight. Once it stops raining. So it's still night. I don't know if you can see this, is that we are still completely cramped, no space between us. Both our shoulders are probably hurting massively. And our mine is, yeah, it's just absolutely cramped. We've not really much choice in the matter right now. We just continue to try to maybe think about different shelter plans for the morning. Ants and I've been bitten. See how many bugs are inside here. They're literally eating us both alive. It's very uncomfortable. Gonna leave the shelter? I just left the shelter because it's way too bug infested in there and cannot sleep. You're getting bitten all over. It's horrible. Sharp pains biting. It's like constant, just bites all over your body. It's absolutely painful. It's itching all over. Sitting down outside. Let's see how it feels. So it's been raining for how long you say? About an hour? Yeah. So you're kind of getting through a shelter, kind of drifting through. How are you feeling?
Cold.
Yeah, so yeah, James is feeling the effects of just the weather, coldness, the wetness obviously put together can lead to hypothermia. So it's got the kind of the emergency blanket on. It's hard to keep him warm. How's it working?
Keeping me a bit warmer.
Yeah.
But obviously with the rain still coming in, sort of levels itself out, but it's protecting me from the rain from getting any colder, which is the best thing.
It could be easily another few hours of raining. So when we can be ready to move. This how you not sleep?
No.
Probably the worst night's sleep I've ever had. Back is caning, my knee is caning. It's so uncomfortable. It's cold, it was wet as well. Can you be able to complete the rest of the days?
Uh-huh.
You don't know?
What about you?
Yeah, I think I can do it.
Yeah, I think I can do it.
You ready for this long trek today?
No.
No?
No.
The sooner we move, the quicker we can do it before the midday sun.
I will be. Just give me 10 minutes, yeah.
Okay, let's go. Alright. Did you get bitten bad last night? I'm not sure if we would have getting bitten, to be honest. Do you think today will be more of a scouting mission or would it be moving? Yeah. Okay, give a look, because it's not going to be safe carrying this around on the stream, is it? Yeah, so we're walking down the stream bed, kind of macheting through what we can. It's starting to open up a bit, letting more light in, which is a good omen. It would suggest we're getting closer to the river, but it's easy that it's just maybe just a temporary blip of good light. Unfortunately, I've got a cut on the underside of my foot. It's kind of hurts when I put pressure on it, so I'm kind of tiptoeing a little bit. You can see that in the distance, we have, looks like the other side of the river, potentially. It seems to go up as this goes down, so it should be quite nearby. And obviously the nearer we are, the better for us. If we are close indeed, we'll see how steep it is for us. It's getting very deep. We'll see how deep it's going to start getting in a minute.
Goes to about knee height.
Go to the bank and get a bit more height. There will be. Look at the size of the river. There we go, nice and cool. Oh, this feels good. Woo! I'm always keeping hold of the bank though, just in case I slip in. It didn't take too long to get down here. Nice, so we scattered it. That's all that matters. You haven't got like a heavy rock up there you can throw to see the depth. Have you?
Just made it down to the river. Great result. Looks like we might be able to catch fish. So tomorrow we're going to come back down here with the net, potentially try and find some food source, which is what we're in need of. In terms of the rest of today, our energy is really low. We're going to go back, rehydrate, and then crack on with the shelter really. We're going to try and take it back a few steps to then rebuild it, trying to make it as waterproof as possible, because if we can get that right, then I think this whole challenge is going to fall into place and, you know, become a hell of a lot easier on the both of us.
So after last night where the shelter wasn't too good, it let rain in a bit too easily. Unfortunately it is monsoon season and most shelters aren't made to survive monsoon season, so we are going to have to rebuild it. So we're going to have to kind of almost start from scratch.
This is what we're going to do, is we're going to pile off all the leaves. Obviously they're good to use again. What we want to do is get the bigger leaves over into our pile that's over there in the corner, so that what we're going to do is use some of these trees that you can see that are a lot straighter and actually line them up against our main A frame.
Yeah, we use trees that are a bit in the distance because we don't want to lose our canopy, because that still does help protect us from some rain.
And we don't have a lot of canopy, to be fair.
Yeah.
So use the trees in the distance, start cutting things down to size, put the bigger leaves on next, and then we can put the rest of the leaves on after that.
It's getting into the evening, so we've got a lot of work to do now, so we're going to have to crack on immediately. Yeah, unfortunately we don't have time to kind of redo the shelter completely. It's getting late and I feel like it's better just to grim and bear and just make some slight improvements rather than kind of go from the scratch, because that's going to, you know, put us in the hurt locker.
I think it's going to be a tomorrow job, to be fair.
Oh, we made some great starts today, down the river. So that's quite key. But yeah, we'll just make some more improvements to it, use big leaves on it. Okay, so we're heading back to our camp so we can build our shelter a bit later. Just found these massive leaves here and they're way too good opportunity to leave. We're going to take these and help that for our shelter, because that's going to, no water's going to get through anywhere here other than here. It's a great surface area. With me right now. Yeah man, it just takes a bit of time. Don't have a machete.
Load of ants just collected on a leaf.
Yeah.
So I'm going to lick it.
They might bite you, be careful.
Yeah man, we've got quite a lot there. That's good, that's good. We need to find more stuff like that and less on the ground, because we're eating too much dirt when picking just ants off the ground. Is that on your bad foot?
Nah.
On the other one?
Toe.
Bleeding?
Nah, that's right. I think it's just a very small pinprick.
In terms of energy seems to be coming in waves for me. 1 minute I can have all the energy, and then the next minute I'm really low. That's mainly down to the lack of food. I think since we sort of begun this, pretty much just lived on, you know, less than about 100 calories, which is pretty shocking. And then we had an idea the other day to try and trek out and try and find this river, which wasn't our brightest idea. We think it was a lot further, and the flat land was a lot further than what we anticipated. So we burnt a lot of calories, and then when we trekked back the same day, just because it had started to rain, we ended up trekking way too far back to the first shelter, which wasn't the worst thing in the world because we had shelter for the night. It wasn't the best shelter, I must admit. It rained torrentously. It sort of became a wet, sort of gloopy mess with inside, but we got up the next day, trekked back to our second shelter because we both decided that, you know, this is where we're going to set up camp. We're going to try and meander down the river, down the stream, find the river. That trek back was very difficult. Dan, bless him, I thought was going to pass out at various different points, but as a trooper he powered on and got there in the end. My feet were killing me, sunburnt as hell on the shoulders, you know, so not having any clothes and not having any sun cream, bad idea, but you know, we're out here to survive, so can't have those kind of things, not those kind of luxuries, and you sort of start to realise that you take those kind of things for granted. But we got back here. Last night was most probably the worst night we had in terms of rain. It rained pretty much non-stop all night, which it doesn't really do out here. We sort of thought we knew the pattern of the rain, which was, you know, by 7 o'clock it would start to rain, a couple of hours, then it would stop, and then for the rest of the night it would be alright. But last night changed all that, and it just rained non-stop, so it meant we had to sort of, to get any kind of sleep, we had to sleep in for a while today. And then we woke up and our main mission was to get to this river. So we meandered downstream and it went alright, to be fair. The river's not actually as far as we thought it was. The trek wasn't as difficult. It does look like there could be potential for life inside the river, unlike the forest, because there's been fuck all here, to be fair. Our next mission is to sort of try and do some fishing, because if we can do that then we can eat, and we're in desperate need of that. We were going to come back and try and crack on with the shelter, but time has sort of got away from us, so we've tried to make as many amendments to it as possible, to sort of try and cover in the gaps, so that when it does rain tonight, that's not an issue. I'm feeling a little bit more pumped up than yesterday. I think my energy got so low yesterday that I was ready to just throw in the towel. Today, with finding the river, boosted my confidence, boosted my morale big time. And I can see that in Dan as well. Like, Dan from yesterday to today, different man completely, especially in terms of, you know, just wanting to crack on and get things done now. And I think the trek literally took everything out of him. So yeah, it's exciting times. Like, I think we can plow down and, you know, carry on until the end. Problem is just hunger. Any given moment, you know, we're thinking about food, we're talking about food, like what can we eat when we get out, you know, how much we'd like to dig into a nice juicy burger, a steak, chicken, all the things that, you know, even the little foods that, you know, that I wouldn't even eat normally, like, you know, veg. Like, I'm missing veg. You know, I can't wait to go home and just eat some spinach, some sweet corn, stuff like that. Food is constantly on our mind, like constantly. What we'd do for some food right now, to be fair, and to be tucked up, nice shower in bed, but hey, that's not the situation we're in.